Welcome to the exciting world of Norway. If you are new to my channel, my name is Lisa and I have been making videos about student visa, the process of getting permanent residency, and the experience of international students in various countries. In today's video, I'm going to tell you about 10 things I love about living in Norway. A few weeks ago, I made a video discussing some of the problems students facing while living in Norway. After watching that video, some of my viewers were scared to come to Norway, but fear not. Norway has many positive aspects too, and I'm going to share some of them with you today. So let's start the video. Let's start with the landscape of Norway. It is one of the best in the world. Norway is one of the world's northmost country, and it is one of Europe's most mountainous countries, with a large area dominated by the mountains. The country's average elevation is 460 meters, that is 1,510 feet, and 32% of the mainland is located above the tree line. This mountainous country not only provides you with the various life opportunities, but also with some spectacular natural beauties you cannot even imagine. If you are into winter sports, the Norwegian landscape is one of the best in the world. I have been to Copenhagen and Helsinki, two other Scandinavian capitals, but the landscape in those cities are pretty flat compared to Norwegian capital Oslo, which is surrounded by mountains. The second thing I love about Norway is the wage rate for workers. It's one of the highest in the world. Although there is no minimum official wage set by the government, there is minimum wage set by the industry. For example, the minimum wage in the cleaning sector as per 2023 is 204 Norwegian kroners. Similarly, in the hotel and restaurant sector, it is 180 Norwegian kroner. As a student, you can work for 20 hours a week and your income is more than enough to survive in Norway. But remember, from 2023, you have to pay tuition fees as well, which is something to be discussed in separate video. The third thing is the dependent visa. The process of getting dependent visa in Norway is easier compared to other European countries. For financial proof, you just need to show the required amount set by the Norwegian immigration in your bank account or as a job contract. You can easily bring your dependents with you and they can work full-time. Even if you are on a student visa, your dependents can earn enough to live a beautiful life in Norway. With tuition fees being implemented in Norway from 2023, it is still possible to pay the tuition fees if your dependent manages to get full-time job. One more advantage of bringing your partner to Norway is that the person on a family immigration visa has more flexibility than a student visa and skilled worker visa. People on family immigration visa can work unlimited and can work anywhere they want. Additionally, they can also start their own business. In some of my old videos, I told you that there is a language barrier while searching for jobs in Norway. It means that you have to have Norwegian language proficiency to get a job, but it's different in daily life activities. Around 95% of Norwegian population can speak English. If you do not have Norwegian language proficiency, you might face difficulty in your professional life, but in your day-to-day life, it is not that hard. For example, in other European countries like France, Germany, some people may not reply to you when you speak English. But in Norway, I have not seen anyone who does not understand English at all. So basically, it is not that hard to survive in Norway without knowing the Norwegian. But for a long term, knowing Norwegian is a must. Norwegians are well known for their politeness throughout the world. In my previous video, I mentioned that Norwegians are a bit introvert. Here, I want to add that they are not only introvert but polite too. This is a plus point which makes our life easier in Norway. For example, if you travel to unknown country to study where locals behave very rude or you face bullying every day. Now imagine what kind of life you will be going through in that country. Won't it be terrible? But that's not the case in Norway. Here you will find friendly and polite people with whom you can spend your day peacefully. There might be some expectations, but overall, Norwegians are very polite people to deal with. There is something called janteloven in Norwegian society that you must understand if you're planning to move to Norway. Janteloven is a set of unspoken social norms in Norwegian society. Among many other things in these norms says that you are not to think you are anything special. You are not to think you are smarter than we are. I will put an article in this description below. If you want to know more about janteloven, please go through it. Norway is one of the most peaceful countries in the world. The crime rate is extremely low here, and as a student, you can have a safe and peaceful life in Norway. You will see girls normally walking in streets at midnight. This country is that safe. As a student, you do not need to fear anything here. As I said before, there can be some exceptions in some part of cities, but usually people here do not worry about going out at midnight alone. One of my favorite specialty in Norway is the PhD program. In Norway, a PhD is similar to skilled work. If you are doing a PhD in Norway, you are considered as a skilled worker and you get paid as employee of the university. The payment is around 500,000 NOK per year, and you receive all benefits such as paid holiday, maternal leave, and all other benefits that a full-time worker receives in Norway. As a PhD is considered as a full-time job, you get a skilled worker permit, not the study permit, when you are doing your PhD in Norway. After having a skilled worker permit for 3 years, you are eligible to apply for permanent residency in Norway. The eighth thing I love about Norway is public transportation. The public transportation in Norway is considered as one of the best in the world. In cities like Bergen, Oslo, etc., you can find world-class public transport. So here in Norway, an international student can easily complete his day-to-day activities using public transportation without bothering to buy a private car. That's why you won't see many students owning a private car in Norway, as usually you see it in US and Canada. Although the tax rate in Norway is high, the benefit that you get after paying the tax are unbelievable. Let's understand it with an example of parental leave. Suppose you gave a birth to a baby in Norway. For this, you can take a parental leave for 49 weeks, which will be 100% paid, or 59 weeks, where you will be paid 80% of salary for 59 weeks. 15 weeks are reserved for each parent with 100% coverage. And the rest, 19 weeks, can be taken by anyone. Isn't it amazing? You will get benefits in the health sectors too. After living more than 6 months in Norway, you will automatically get health insurance in Norway. After getting the health insurance, if you spend more than 2200 NOK per year, the government will cover all your expenses. Be clear that the dental service and eye-related services are not included in it. For the rest of the expenses, the government is there to help you. Talking about education sector, education is completely free in Norway for Norwegian and EU citizens. No matter whether you are in school or a university, your education is free, except in some private universities. Last but not the least, the 10th thing I love about Norway is job security that an employee gets here. In Norway, after getting a permanent job contract, it is not very common for employers to fire their employees without any hard reasons. Usually, the first 3 to 6 months is considered as a probation period where an employer can fire you anytime if you misconduct. After the probation period, if the employer wants to fire the employee, they have to give 3 months of notice period, and the same goes to employee as well. Employers have to give notice 3 months in advance if they want to resign. So permanent jobs are considered to be very safe in Norway. As a coin has two sides, every country has both positive and negative aspects. These were 10 things that I personally love in Norway. No matter what country you want to go to, please do proper research about the positive and the negative sides of that country. I hope this video gave you some knowledge about student life in Norway. Thank you for supporting me till the end. Next week, I'll be back with a new topic. Till then, be safe, be healthy, and yes, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.